Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are you people doing here? Back again with another hockey video here. So, the LA Kings lose 4-2 against the Edmonton Oilers tonight. So, the Oilers, they forced the game 7. And if I'm being honest here, am I surprised? Not really, because I expected this to happen, because, you have to give the Edmonton Oilers a lot of credit. They've been killing it this past season. And, of course, the Oilers, they are not really going to go down with a fight. And my real question is, why the heck did the Kings pull their keeper within the last 1 minute of the game in the third quarter? Like, I think that was such a stupid decision. I don't know why on earth the Kings did that, but that really bit us back in the behind. And the Oilers, they scored on an empty netter. So it almost feel like that tonight the Kings, they gave the Oilers this game. But, I mean, if you look at this game here, the Oilers, they beat the Kings in every aspect of this game. They played really well today. They brought their A game, and the Kings, they really struggled, I think, in the first half. And of course, in the second and in the third half, I thought the Kings were going to be able to find out a way how to beat the Oilers in the game 6. But unfortunately, that's not really the case right now. So obviously, the Kings, they have to, the Oilers, they forced the game 7. So I'm just trying to figure out what plan do the Kings have for game 7, because this is when it's really going to matter for the Kings, because game 7 is basically sudden death. And unfortunately, as much as I wanted the Kings to win this game tonight, the Oilers, they, like I said before, man, they're not going to go down the fight. They got a hell of a squad with Draisaitl, with Evander Kane, and, they just, they've been a good team in this series, and I can't really say anything about the Oilers other than give them their props and credit where credit's due. They had a great season, and they just really took it against my LA Kings. And obviously Kings, I think they are going to win game 7 though. Because we've been in this situation before, where we almost blew a 3-1 series lead against the Chicago Blackhawks, if you people remember, in the 2014 NHL playoffs, when the Kings were able to, by some miracle, beat the Blackhawks in Game 7, because they had a 3-1 series lead against the Blackhawks before they almost blew it, but thankfully they came back, and, that was the same season when the Kings pulled off that historic comeback against San Jose. And obviously this is not new to me, so I've witnessed this before, and I'm just hoping that the Kings can take Game 7 by some miracle, because obviously it's going to be a tough game for the Kings, tonight. Offensively, I feel like the Kings really struggled. The Oilers, they just came out firing on all cylinders, and I really don't know what I'm supposed to say about this loss, because obviously the Oilers, they just proved to be the better team today, so I can't really say anything else besides that. But I'm just hoping that the Kings, will be able to take Game 7, because obviously, now listen, man, no matter what happens, even if the Kings lose Game 7, Dustin Brown, he's given it all for the Los Angeles Kings. I will never forget his incredible challenges. Dustin Brown, one of the most, I think personally, one of the best LA Kings players of our generation, especially his hard hits. Like, you can't deny Dustin Brown, he's really given it all to the Kings. And even no matter how the season ends for the Kings, Dustin Brown, man, the guy, he's given it all. And, I grew up watching Dustin Brown, and it sucks that he's retiring, because, he's without a doubt been a very, I think, vocal player for the Kings. But, obviously players come and go, and no matter how this season ends for the LA Kings, I think that we will probably have the biggest task in the offseason is to figure out who's going to be able to fill in that void left by Dustin Brown, now that he's going to retire after this season. So that's that. But on the other side, I'm super optimistic about the Kings, with Kempe. I think we are going to be able to build around him pretty well. And I still think that for the next couple of years, Kings, they're going to be a solid team for the next, I have to say, at least 5 years. So, yeah, no matter how the season ends, Dustin Brown, he's given it all. And I want to thank Dustin Brown for his services in LA. But, yeah, obviously, I would love to see Dustin Brown go out as a champion. And hopefully that's what I want to see this season, But like I said before, man, Game 7, Oilers forced it. Can't really say anything about that other than They just beat our butts today fair and square, and we just have to find a way how to beat them in Game 7. So, yeah, that's the video, and go Kings go.